That's right, Tinfoil Chef Brian again. Okay, in this episode we're going to do a lemon meringue pie. And this lemon meringue pie can be made entirely sugar-free if you use a sugar-free pie crust, which you can make with just a half a cup of melted butter, a cup of flour, and a teaspoon of salt, a dash of cinnamon. Put all this into a mixing bowl. Beat this for about 30 seconds or so until it sticks to the side. Then you pull it all together and you get a 9-inch pie tin that you've sprayed with your favorite non-stick cooking spray and press this into the bottom and sides of the pie tin. You bake that at 375 degrees for about 10 minutes. Then you fill it with your pie filling, toppings, whatever you're putting on there, and then bake that until it's done. If you need the pie crust for a no-bake pie, then you go ahead and bake it for about 18 to 20 minutes or until it's golden brown. In a lemon meringue pie, I'm going to be using one of those pre-made graham cracker crusts because I happen to have some available. And for that, what you're going to need is 4 egg yolks and the whites of 4 eggs, all separated. You need 1/3 cup of cornstarch, 1.5 cups of water, 1.25 cups of either sugar or splenda. If you're going for sugar-free, use the splenda. It cooks and bakes and measures just the same as sugar. 3 tablespoons of butter, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, a tablespoon of lemon zest if you have it. I didn't have it, so I went ahead without it, but it'll be just fine. And of course your 9-inch pie shell and a 1/4 tablespoon of salt, along with a pinch of cream of tartar and 2 tablespoons of splenda. Alright, let's head to the kitchen and make a lemon meringue pie. Add the water, cornstarch, the splenda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Add those in and just start whisking that together. Stir it around over a medium heat. You'll want to be stirring this fairly frequently, and you'll need to bring it to a boil and let it boil for 1 minute. Okay, this has had a minute of boiling, and you can see how it's become very thick all of a sudden. And now, got 4 egg yolks right here, separated. And you load this stuff a little bit at a time from the whisk and mix it in with the eggs. And you do this gradually like this so that the eggs won't turn into a puddle of scrambled eggs when you mix them into the rest of the filling. And you keep doing this until half of your filling is mixed in with the egg yolks. Okay, I've got half of my mixture here into the eggs. And now with it on low heat, you return this to the pan and you add the lemon juice, 1/2 cup of lemon juice, and 3 tablespoons of butter. Over low heat, stir all that in together and cook that for about another minute. Okay, once your filling is cooked, thoroughly mixed, and your butter is melted, take it off the heat and pour it into your pie shell. I'm using a pre-made graham cracker pie crust. Okay, and now we're ready to do the topping. Okay, now for the meringue topping, I've got 4 egg whites that I've separated into a bowl, and I've added a pinch of cream of tartar. And as for how much a pinch is, literally a pinch. The cream of tartar, by the way, you can find in the spice aisles in most grocery stores. And I've got 2 tablespoons of Splenda, which I'm using in place of sugar because it measures the same and cooks the same, but it doesn't have any carbs. So the first step is to take the egg whites and cream of tartar and just power whisk it. You can use a hand whisk and just whisk it by hand, but it'll take longer. Just power whisk this for a couple of minutes until you get soft peaks forming. Okay, we've got our soft peaks. And now we continue and gradually add the Splenda. Once the Splenda is all in, whip it again for another couple of minutes until we get stiff peaks. Okay, now we've got good stiff peaks, and we're just going to fold this out on top of pie. And then you spread it out so that it covers all of the filling. And yes, I know this isn't the traditional rubber spatula that you use with something like this, but it's what I've got and it works. Okay. Pie filling is all covered, and if you're using that other kind of spatula, you can swirl it around. You can make nice little fancy peaks on the top and make it look really nice. Okay. Now that that's ready, we're ready for the oven. Just pop this thing into a preheated 375-degree oven and bake for 10 to 12 minutes at 375. Okay, it's been about 12 minutes or so. So we'll get this thing out. And there you go. One completed lemon meringue pie. And what you need to do now is to let it cool completely before cutting it. Otherwise it'll make something of a mess. It'll be a really good, yummy mess, but it would be a mess. What I would do is let it cool until you can handle it with your bare hands, and then refrigerate it for a couple of hours to make sure that it sets up good.